Good morning, everybody. It is Monday, the 31st of July. I regretfully inform everyone that this is, today Monday, is my final commuting broadcast of the summer. Due to new management at school, I had to save face at work. I had to sacrifice the final Friday where I'm supposed to videotape. So this final Monday is my last run into the camps to deliver goods and do all on-site admin. I'm actually kind of bummed about it. I pardon my nose right now and things like that, but I know that I've been kind of off air for most of the week, and mainly because I've probably, in my opinion, have had the most stressful week of hell at a school-related job since 2009. It's been a very hard week. Now, pardon the coffee and stuff like that. I'm trying to clear my sinuses, but it's a sickness that came in at the same time that all of this stressful drama went down. And I learned very quickly that when you're in a school environment that is poorly managed, everyone will try to throw you under the bus if you make a mistake, and that is basically what happened to me last week. And I'm still recovering from the effects of it, and obviously it is very difficult to throw me under the bus. It is extremely difficult to throw me under the bus, especially because I do my job and I do it extremely well. But the fact that I have internal issues with my management, more specifically my office staff, and makes it very difficult to try to get through my day, put the stuff away for the day and then come back. I'm having to do a lot of stuff off hours just to try to save face. But it's not just trying to save face, it's basically trying to prove to some people that, hey, look, this is unacceptable. We need to be focusing our energy on the kids, not on the mistakes that we adults make. And I'm finding it extremely unacceptable, but at the same time, it's extremely stressful, and I've had a very rough week. If you've been watching on Facebook and you've been watching and seeing some of the cool stuff that I've been doing, I managed to go fishing, and I did manage to get my car fixed up. I just needed an oil change, which thanks to South Bay Hyundai didn't cost me a dime, except 45 minutes of my time. They finished it so quickly I wasn't even able to start on my homework. I was impressed. But some of the details that I omitted from those posts were, like, for example, I'm catching mackerel and I'm having to go back and forth with my central IT person who's on my side, and who's explaining to me that they're asking him for the updates instead of me, and omitting me from conversations. So I'm dealing with a lot of drama. It's unfortunate. And, I don't want to be spending the remainder of my final broadcast on the road talking about work, but I will say that if you notice that my nasal passages aren't going, or I sound a little stressed, there is an explanation behind it. And it's one of those kind of things that makes you realize that sometimes, you gotta come up with a better strategy to life, because this ain't getting me anywhere. There's nothing fancy about this Starbucks drink. It's just the medium pike with cream and Splenda. I just need something to burn through my nostrils. I'm just on the road right now. Currently in passing Delamo Fashion Center on Hawthorne Boulevard, heading to the 405. It's a pretty light day, fortunately. I do have something going on at Cal State Long Beach at tonight, so fortunately I'll be able to finish early, as much as I don't want this part of my job to end. I gotta catch up with things that I had to postpone due to this drama, and we learned quickly that sometimes you get a corporation to run a school. It's kind of embarrassing. So anyway, if you got any questions, anything cool you want to say, or I definitely like to hear from you guys. Just like I said, just chiming in on a Monday, and as per my broadcasts, I talk about what happened during the weekend and things like that. Granted that there's probably not too many interesting things I'd be able to talk about, like me sitting for an hour and a half having to write an email on a Saturday that I didn't have to write, or having to create data polls and have to forward everything to people who, you get them back to them promptly, and then they continue to ignore you through Sunday, stuff like that. But I will say this: if you are thinking about watching a movie, and I mean, there's some pretty decent movies out right now. I mean, Dunkirk, I heard pretty good things about. But yesterday, I went with Evan and went and watched Atomic Blonde. That movie was quite surprising. That was a surprisingly good movie. If you have a chance and you're into spy thrillers with extra twists, watch Atomic Blonde. That one is just a lot of ass kicking and guns, which at this point in time was very cathartic. I needed a lot of ass kicking and guns just to get through my stuff. So yes. In addition to that, hockey. So I do have another hockey game this upcoming Friday. And hi Linda, thank you. This is absolute crap. This is my better face right now. I don't even remember if I cried or not. Anyway, but with Friday, we won 5-4 in regulation. It was a very and it was on our team rep's birthday or birthday weekend, so that was really nice. I got tested about the last minute and a half of the game, but I was able to hold them off. And then I proceeded to head over to a team party and then pass out on a couch. That wasn't too bad. I'm hoping, like I said, that this I needed that self-esteem booster. I needed that crunch win. Just to remind myself that, hey, you know what? I can't judge my own worth and self-value by a job that I just collect the paycheck from. But it is hard when some parts of you are tied to a position that, yeah, sure, you help the kids, but ultimately it's the adults you have to deal with. So I often get asked, it's like, hey, do you ever want to go back to teaching? And I'm like, there's a part of me that does, but I'm not ready to go back. I think one of the hardest things was that there have been so many entities in school, as I've talked to many staffers and many teachers over the years, those that I've had to observe and those who have observed me, and the amount of negativity and cynicism that comes out of the school systems is uncanny. It's amazingly uncanny. And I remember being in my teaching program at USC and having a teacher from San Pedro High School basically tell me that I wasn't cut out to be a teacher, and that I needed to wait until I was 26 to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. And I actually had a high school teacher tell me this, like the gall to pull me over, shrink me to tears, and basically tell me that I was not worthy of being a teacher. And I thought about that. I mean, long ago I got over that comment, and I've had my teaching career. I taught from pretty much 2006 to 2009 as a full-timer, and then cameoed as a substitute teacher over the course of the next 5-6 years. And I still hold a teaching credential a substitute teaching credential from the state of California. At the same time, though, it seems like my willingness to want to continue to teach full-time just diminishes as I get back, as I get my little dabble into substitute teaching and then I leave again. Because I just feel like, there's no support. They keep telling us, us teachers, we're important. We're important. We have to, shape tomorrow's youth and do all these things. But at the same time, they don't give a fuck about the people who are actually doing the job. And it is sad. I don't know. I'm only starting to see the train wreck known as my school. Or at least not starting to, but finally realizing that there were some aspects of my school site that, you step back and you go, how was this even legal? I mean, I know this happens to a lot of other schools, but it's, you know, we have such a broken education system. It's so pathetic. If I have to give advice to people with young kids, and I mean, and I'm not going to discredit the teachers who are amazing, because I know a lot of them. I mean, there's bad apples. It's like good cops and bad cops. There's good teachers and bad teachers. There's good nurses and bad nurses. There's good doctors and shit doctors. Okay, they're everywhere. But one of the biggest things is, regardless of how good your teachers are, don't leave the teaching. Don't leave the teaching just to the teachers. Please be an active parent and educate your kids in what you know. Do not just leave them to the teacher and hope that they get everything from them. That's basically saying, could you please be my substitute parent? For the love of God, don't do that. Please don't do that. Some people might be lucky and be good and be left with a really good teacher, and that teacher will be influential and teach the kids things that if a parent tried to do, they probably wouldn't have listened. They can be impactful. They can be amazing. But then you're at a crapshoot because you don't know how good or how bad a teacher is. So please, if you're going to keep your kids in education, please make sure that you do your part and support that. You know, I mean, I know it's pretty pathetic, but I kind of came to the realization that kids probably need to know how to read and multiply by the time they get to kindergarten, because they're not going to learn crap until they get to, like, whenever. I mean, this is just the cynical me talking. Maybe there's still hope after all. But even me just being the IT person, but having the unique perspective of having been a teacher in the past. Of course, there are people who say, you know, Christine, you're always going to be a teacher. I said, well, yeah. But in the eyes of many people in the office that I work with, all I am is the help. But I will say this, knowing that many of you know that I'm not the help. Gotta shape up. We all have to. We gotta put our differences aside and stop being all passive-aggressive and shit. It needs to end. We don't need passive-aggressive shit to stop us from doing our jobs. I know, I rant again. But, this is where we are. So current conditions right now, it's a bit cloudy right now. It's about 67 degrees. We got a bit of a cloud layer going here, and it's a little chilly. I actually don't even have the AC on. Well, I kind of do, but just to get the light air in. I'm about to get onto the freeway now. I'm looking at about a 30 to 45 minute drive past this point. I can see my house from here, you know. Oh, and by the way, how about that rolled ice cream? Anybody want rolled ice cream? I know, I want to think about ice cream right now. I'm good with that. Yeah. But this is, like said, you know, it is where we are, and it's what we have to do. So, besides the point. So what I'm going in for today, today's itinerary is, first I'm going to be heading to my friends in Studio City, and then I'm going to be heading to Chatsworth, and then to Pasadena. There isn't a lot of stuff for me to drop off, which is kind of nice, but at the same time, at least it'll give me a few moments to say goodbye for the summer to the staff, who I very much enjoy working with. And, you know, because we're all here, you know, to help the kids out, and the drama gets squashed immediately. You know, I'm grateful to work for this organization, and having spent my 4th summer working for performing arts workshops, you know, I can easily say that it is by far one of the best places I've ever worked at. I'm not saying this to butter anyone up. It's true. You can find a place that has actually figured out that bullshit gets people nowhere. And that you just need to do your damn job and be nice about it. Tell it like it is. Be straightforward. You know the stuff that is missing when you have to put insecure people in high-ranking positions? Yeah, I went there. I'm grateful to at least work for a place that reminds me that, you know what, you can work in a company and not get dicked. And I'm grateful for that. I'm very much grateful for that. I do this while sipping coffee and sitting on the 405, and this is the happiest place I can be right now, for now. In 1998 4Runner, sipping a coffee, listening to some random music, and talking to everyone on Facebook. I'm grateful for that. So, I'm also winding down on my online class for Cal State Long Beach. I have about 3 weeks left to go, 2 weeks or so. Got a few assignments left I got to take care of. I'm hoping that after all of this, shit show at work dies down, I can actually finish stuff without having to wait till Saturday to even touch it. And then I can finish this class, get a little bit of a break, and then the fall semester begins with 2 classes that I have scheduled, one on Wednesday and the other on Saturday. Hopefully by that time I won't have to, run around with my head on fire because someone else decided to drop the ball. It is what it is. But like I said, there are other goals that I have in my life, and this place is only a pit stop in my road, and the ones that I have to deal with that decide to be negative are just insignificant bumps. That's where we are. So let's see where it goes. I'm hoping to plan some additional fun time. I do have my deck of Cards Against Humanity that I still have to. We need some rematches in Cards Against Humanity. I gotta do that. That'd be awfully fun. I'll tell you, ill-timed sinus infections and sinus issues are the worst. You get smacked with something that they hit you on your day off. It hit on your day off, and then you're coming down with this at the same time. It's like the best way to add salt to a wound, to add insult to injury. And it really cramps your style. Yeah, not fun. July was I had a great vacation, but it was a shitty time to take one. I have a lot of notes for next year in terms of what I need to do to make sure that, mistakes like this don't happen again. Because it's not, I've come to the point where it's not really the fear of making a mistake that hurts. It's the fact that nobody thinks that you can make a mistake, so when you do, they're freaked out by it and then they throw you under the bus. That's lovely. Okay, so I have a new rule with life, okay? Own up for your shit. No more throwing people under the bus. That is probably, in my opinion, the most ultimate sign of weakness on anyone. Is taking something that you did wrong and finding a scapegoat and making them pay for it. Okay? That is probably one of the most undignified things you can do at the professional level. And if I ever catch anyone doing that to anyone for any damn reason, instead of taking responsibility for their actions, I hope you burn in hell. I really do. I mean, I light the match. I will douse you with the gasoline and I will light you on fire. Okay? You throw anyone else under the bus and not take responsibility for your actions, I will freaking hurt you. Okay? This is not going to happen again. Okay? This is the amount of mental anguish that I've had to deal with this week because of the cowardice of certain people. It has to end. This is not gonna happen again. So anyway, as I rant, continue. It looks like I am unable to not rant at all, or unable to stop ranting at all. It's just the current climate of things. Oh jeez, and I sound like I'm breathing out. I sound like I'm talking out of my nose right now. Oh, well, this coffee's helping a lot. Well, we're moving. Currently, I'm just past LAX. Here we go. It's just a little bit of a preview of what is going on here. I am a little bit past LAX, and now we are coming to a screeching halt here. We'll see what happens. But it is the Monday morning commute. You never know what's happening, if people are on the road or not. So far, So far, there's I'm throwing some prospects in the water right now and shopping. You know, not afraid to say that I have one foot out the door, and you know, I will continue to give my legendary service, but be aware that I'm a limited time offer. So it is cloudy today. You know, there are some days where I wake up and it's like, oh, it's perfectly sunny and it's 86 degrees before 7 a.m. And then there are days like this where you kind of go, you know, last time I saw something like this was like in Santa Monica or San Francisco. One thing that I think about when I'm, you know, doing all this is, I remember being in San Francisco and you know, seeing this, but the fog was even worse. The fog had actually made it down to the road, and you couldn't see more than 25 feet in front of you. That was some pretty epic stuff. But the other caveat to that was it was 48 degrees outside, and I was in a mesh jacket. Oh, that hurt. That hurt. So. Yeah, I'm going to be sitting in this for a while, and you know, it's just the typical Mondays, but it's only 7:07 right now. I don't feel so bad. I think by the time I get to my destination, it's probably going to be about 7:30, 7:40. Does more than enough time to just get my work done and move on to the next locations. We're going to make it. We're all going to make it. So school starts next Monday. That's one of the other reasons why I'm done. I mean, originally I was scheduled to be done. Friday was going to be my last day. I was going to be able to videotape the final shows of session 4, because we are entering week 7, or actually week 8. I'm sorry, we're entering week 8 of summer camp. We have 10 weeks, and so I was hoping that I was going to get through session 4, which obviously isn't the case. Yeah. So I'm already thinking about next year, because I have to find ways that I can continue to preserve my time that I can dedicate to this company, and I think I'll have some creative ways. Remember, since I'm an hourly employee, I have sick days and things like that I can take, and what I'll probably do is I'm just gonna have to do what I was trying not to do to my school, and double dip. So, I mean, I'm going to have to take a sick day and then work the Fridays that I need to work. So, I think at this point, you know, I'm just going to have to take advantage of the system, and as they have taken advantage of me. Bitter much? No. Just got to be smart about it. So, yeah, 405. This is the. So this area that we're passing by, if you've been watching the news, you know, the area around this place here is going to get closed off at night. It's the Manchester Boulevard exit off of the 405. There's a bridge, and we're going to be approaching it pretty soon, but there's a wooden framework for a bridge that is being created for a train extension on the metro, and they have to, like, take it down. And because of that, they have to, overnight, they're going to be doing it on overnight, they have to shut down sections of the 405 to do it, and then redirect traffic around using Manchester, or the area before Manchester, and then everyone has to go around the traffic and then back onto the 405 again. Now, a lot of people are, you know, are complaining already that this is going to be an inconvenience, but knowing the efficiency of construction, because in consideration of how bad traffic is here in LA, I'm pretty confident that this is probably just not even going to be that noticeable. I remember, you know, and I'm going to joke about this because I have to, but we've had, you know, there have been these closures that we've had on certain freeways because like a bridge had to be torn down or something had to be removed that needed the closure of the freeway because of the amount of debris coming down onto the road, and that you couldn't have cars passing through because it was a safety issue. And of course, because news reports and news venues like their ratings. They had to come up with creative names. Let's come up with some catchy phrase for it. So here we go. We're going to come up with Carmageddon and Carmageddon 2. And this is going to be, So I remember on the 405 they had to take a bridge down. And I believe it was the 405 or something like that. It was one of these freeways. They had to take a bridge down. So they were saying, okay, everybody, this is going to take maybe up to 36 hours, and you got to plan ahead, and you may want to stay home from work, and you may want to do this and this and this. And yeah, they gave themselves a 36 to 48 hour window for stuff. They finished the project in less than 30. They finished the bridge takedown in less than 30 because they're engineers like that and they know how to do it. Well, here's the fun part. 9 months later, there was a sudden baby boom. Gee, I wonder what happened. I'm sorry, but this is a very little, this is kind of morbid. Not morbid, but this is just ridiculous. It's like, no, taking down a bridge is not your reason to celebrate. But then again, maybe it is. Maybe you get turned on by bridges coming down. I don't know. I mean, the same thing happened with, the Chicago Cubs. Apparently, I was reading up on the baby boom after the Cubs won the World Series. And 9 months later, there's a boom at the hospital. So I'm kind of like, okay. There's too many people in Los Angeles, okay? So my commentary is there's way too many people in Los Angeles. We're trying to, we should probably try to curb the population boom and stop doing construction on the roads. Every time there's a road closure, at least 72 babies are born 9 months later. No, this actually does happen. It's like, oh my gosh, this seriously happened. Yeah, that did. So we are approaching that bridge that is going to cause that is the result of the closure. And it's like I said, we don't have the closure right now because they were saying, the Caltrans was saying that all of this was going to happen overnight, during the overnight hours when it is the least impacting, which was smart on their end, because I can only imagine if they were doing construction right now, this would be absolute destruction. So we're just, but yeah, we're approaching the bridge. As soon as I get closer to where the camera can see it, maybe we might be able to get a glimpse of what is causing this potential baby maker level catastrophe. I'm sorry, a closure on the 405 is not your reason to try to procreate. It's just ridiculous. I mean, I understand that schools need job security, but not me. I can move to another. I can move to another industry. It's fine. But here you go. Let's check it out. So as you can see here, just right above the cars there's a bridge. That's the first bridge, and then there's a second one right behind it, and that's the right above it is going to be a wooden framework for a bridge. That's been they got to take down all of that wooden framework, so you'll see it shortly. But that's actually what is going to cause this overnight closure. It's going to be right above the Howard Hughes Parkway sign. So we're still passing over the first one, which this is just some inconsequential sign holder, but we're going to keep going here. So this second bridge, that's just another pass through. This is I believe Manchester Boulevard. So this is that's the bridge over Manchester Boulevard. Okay, so you can see this bridge now. So I'm just gonna keep going here, but you'll see it. It's got the American flag draped over it. This is a brand new bridge that's being constructed over an existing bridge that is used for car traffic, and this is the one that's going to go for the train. So Metro is expanding their train system, and this is one of the bridges that is going to be connecting one of the lines. And what's happening is that there's this framework, and they have to finish construction, but it's going to require closure of the freeway. So this right here, this bridge framework you're seeing right here, is the cause of this construction that's about to happen. Yeah. So yes. So if you're traveling between the hours of like 9 p.m. and 4 a.m. when they're working, either A, you're an insomniac, or you work the night shift. But seriously, I think you can probably come up with a way to get around this. There's no excuses. Stop complaining, shut your mouth, and put a condom on. Seriously. Yeah. So yeah, this is just a little for my out-of-state people and for the people not here, or those who just want to have a little bit of a connection to the news. Yeah, this is the bridge that is causing all of our grief struggles and population increases. There you go. Yeah, right. Like, hold my drink, please. So, yeah. So, traffic as usual is just being its slow deliberate self here, and kind of cloudy. So. So yeah, that is what we're dealing with here. You know, as you notice here, you know, this traffic looks like pretty much any other day, and the issues that people are complaining about. And most people are in bed most people with day jobs are in bed by the time, or binging on Netflix. No, don't ask me about Game of Thrones. I haven't even watched like more than 2 episodes of it, and they were so out of sequence that I don't even know what's going on. So don't ask me about Game of Thrones. That's not my. I mean, I like the music, but you know, and I wonder about that too. So, you know, allocation of time. I don't have time to watch any of these things. Also, because I don't have HBO or cable, or any reason to get it. You know, I'm out and about so much that I can barely Netflix. Hell, I can barely chill. That's just where I am. I can't Netflix and or chill. Even just to corral me to watch a movie was just enough so that I could just, you know, cut some of the edge off. You know. So, yeah. It's just, so 4 or 5 dailies. So, it's like, I'd like to thank my sponsor, Starbucks, for the energy to get through this today. I had to get it a little earlier than normal because, you know, my nostrils are on fire. But I guess the more I talk about it, you know, the less I think about it. So, yeah. So, I hope that everyone else is having a good time. You know, I think if I had to think about things that I wish I could be doing, because I fantasize a lot, especially when I'm in a situation where I feel like there's no hope, and I need to go visit another country. I think I need to do that. I need to fly somewhere. Leave North America. That's one thing I haven't done yet. You know, I'm 32, which actually isn't that bad. You know, but I've never left the North American continent. You know, I've never left the North American continent. I need to do that. I need to go visit some relatives. I have relatives in other countries in Europe. That would be great. I just got to figure out the funds to do it. I think I need to get away. No. So I continue on here, just kind of passing through. I'm gonna just split back here eventually. All right. So yeah, I'm just heading into the West LA region here, and then hopefully, traffic will start to dissipate here and not be as severe. So far, it's just been kind of flowing, just slow, which I'm good with because, you know, stop and go's annoying. Yeah, so I'm on the lookout. If anybody has any leads on, I'm going to sort of mention it here too. Is that there's a couple companies I heard, because one of my coworkers, her husband was a longtime IT person in another school, that at a sister school of ours, and he got out. He was able to find the promised land and leave the charter school organization and get hired by a place. Unfortunately, my coworker will not give me the name of the company, which really sucks because I want to know who the subcontractor is so that I can like throw an application in. So if anybody knows of any subcontractors that subcontract IT to schools, you know, I would definitely like to hear from you. It sucks that I can't give the name out of this. I can't even get the name of this place. I think she's just refusing to tell me. Yeah, if anyone has any leads on these kind of things, please let me know. You know, I understand that. You know, I understand that toxicity is in every aspect of work, and I know that that this won't guarantee that I'm going to end up, you know, leaving it. But sometimes, you know, you just got to go quit your boss. I'm gonna give a shout out now because I've been online here for probably the last 30-40 minutes. But I'm just gonna give a shout out to all the people who are still looking for jobs right now. I know that I'm fortunate that I have a job right now. I mean, as shitty as the environment is, I'm grateful that I have the job, and I feel really horrible for the people who are still looking because, you know, at one point I was at that position too, and it's kind of like I've seen enough of like how just shitty it is in the job search process. My favorite part is that, you know, when people submit applications for jobs and things like that, they get combed over like they're trash. And, you know, a lot of like overqualified and super qualified people that I know that can't even get a fucking job at McDonald's at this point. And it's nothing that they're doing wrong, but something that's terribly wrong with the system. It's, you know, it's kind of like if I think about the way that jobs, you know, a lot of people say, oh yeah, you know, there's a lot of job openings and stuff like that, and you're trying to shop around for these things, and then they say, oh no, we only have spots for 3 people. I don't know which part is true. You know, oh, you can always apply to a job at McDonald's, say you and 1,900 other people. And then retail sales are entering a slump right now. There's a problem. There's a severe problem right now. I mean, if I had to throw it out there too, it's with retail. I mean, Tivana's getting shut down. Tivana's getting shut down. There's nothing left. With Starbucks, they're melding Tivana with their Starbucks brand because the brand itself cannot survive on its own in the stores. Yeah, it's hard. I think about some of those friends and some of those family members that cannot find jobs right now, and it's really hard. I mean, out here in LA, the side gig is real. Side gig is real. It's still not fair, but the side gig's real. So we're all gonna survive somehow. Just in what condition, I don't know. Anyway, besides the point, I hope all of you have a good rest of the day. This is one of those kind of bittersweet days that part of me is glad that I'm here, and part of me is kind of sad that this is the last time I'll be able to do this for a long time. I'm not saying it's the end, but I am saying that it is a bit of a break. Unless life changes and I can return to the places that I enjoy working at full time. by the way, this entire broadcast I have finished. I have finished my grande. It's been So, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, pep talks, anything like that, please drop them in the comments. I appreciate any kind words you guys have. It's not. I know that not a lot of people live rant on Facebook, but this has become an ongoing series that I don't mind sharing. Some aspects of my life here. It's entertaining and funny at times, and sometimes it's just kind of the reality of things is certain people are just lame, and you have to work around them. But at the same time that you want to work around them, you want to have a break for yourself, and you can't even have that. But better times are ahead. I'm gonna get through these people, whatever these people are. It's not. This is only a bump in the road. Like those bumps when you're driving on the 405 at 70 miles an hour, when you can, and then you're like boink 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 because everyone's been sitting still for so long that they've made these ruts. I think I'm just stuck in a rut right now, along with other friends and family that I know that are stuck in a similar rut. I think something's gonna implode, and we're gonna get there. We're gonna get through it. This is a temporary situation. This is a temporary condition. How temporary of a condition it will be, it is temporary. So, we just gotta wait. But not just wait, but like move while we wait. Move forward while we wait. That's all we can do. So anyway, on that note, I'm gonna log off here, and if I have time on the commute back, I'll throw down another broadcast, for the afternoon, as bonus, and we'll just go from there. But until then, I'm gonna close off with the traffic here. I'm gonna switch you back over to the traffic, and I will, I will talk to you all soon. Stay safe out there, please. Stay alive, please. Don't let the negative people drag you down. And please, for the love of Pete, do not throw anyone else under the bus. Just don't do it, or you will answer to me. Ta-ta for now. I'm hoping to talk to y'all soon.